Welcome to Upper Intermediate News. We are very grateful to have you here tonight. My name is Vinisa Matias, and here is the news for you. Is the world heading towards a new Cold War between the United States and China? At the 75th General Assembly, Donald Trump asked the UN to hold China accountable for its actions regarding the pandemic. The Chinese government and the World Health Organization, which is virtually controlled by China, falsely declared that there was no evidence of person-to-person transmission. Trump accused in a message recorded yesterday from the White House. Later, they falsely said that people without symptoms will not spread the disease. The United Nations should hold China accountable for its actions, he asked. The Chinese leader, Xi Jinping, assured later in his speech that his country will not have any kind of war, neither hot and cold, despite the strong tensions that it lived with the United States and the warning of the United Nations about the growing gap between the two superpowers. In his message to the United Nations General Assembly, Xi insists that China will strive to resolve any dispute through dialogue and negotiation, and believe that, in a world in an interconnection as today, no country wins over the problems of the others. Ecology Report. The race against the clock to save hundreds of whales stranded off the coast of Australia from death. At least a third of them have died, and it's feared that many more will do so in the next few hours. 207 pilot whales appeared this Monday stranded off the coast of Australia, according to the Rescue Service, which are now trying to save as many animals as possible. Marine biologists face a delicate salvage operation that will likely take days. So far, 90 of them have died and 25 have been rescued. What brought the whales to shore is unknown. The appearance of beach whales in this area is common, but it has been more than 10 years since so many have appeared together at the same time. The state of Tasmania, where the whales are found, experienced a similar episode for the last time in 2009, where around 200 of these cetaceans ran aground. California fires are growing and moving more than ever. Wildfires in Sacramento, California now take days, not decades, to spread with such magnitude and cause damage so severe that it would have been a once-in-a-lifetime event. On September 10, a fire burning in California's Sierra National Forest rapidly increased in size, trapping hundreds of people who camped at the site of the Labor Day holiday and could only be rescued by helicopters making a series of flights through the smoke. Firefighters said that they had never seen a fire move so fast in the forest, 50 miles or 24 kilometers in one day. On Wednesday, a wildfire in the Plumas National Forest, northeast of San Francisco, spread 25 miles or 40 kilometers in one day and consumed about 400 square miles, or 1,036 square kilometers, trapping 40 firefighters who had to deploy emergency shelters. One was seriously injured. We have seen several fires that spread tens of thousands of hectares in a matter of hours, and 30 years or more ago that was not the behavior of a fire that we saw, said Jacob Bendix, professor of geography and environment at the University from Syracuse, and who also studies forest fires. And at the shows, the unfortunate news that Michael Chapman, director of photography for Taxi Drivers, passed away. Cinematographer Michael Chapman, known for his work on the Martin Scorsese classics Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, and The Last Waltz, has died at the age of 84. The news was released by his own wife, screenwriter Emmy Holden Jones, via Twitter. Chapman, known as the poet of the sidewalk for his work on Taxi Driver, died on Sunday of heart failure in Los Angeles, California. His work was rewarded with 2 Oscar nominations for Raging Bull and The Fugitive by Andrew Davis. In addition to participating in remembered tapes such as The Godfather and in the music video has recorded with Martin Scorsese for the song Bad by Michael Jackson. Rest in peace, the great Michael Chapman. Finally, in kinder notes, Chichen Itza reopens after 6 months closed by COVID-19. The artisans who work inside the archaeological zone of Chichen Itza will also return to their activities. After 6 months of being closed due to the coronavirus pandemic, this Tuesday the legendary Mayan area reopened its doors to be the scene of the afternoon of the autumn equinox that marks the conclusion of spring. The autumn equinox that allowed the sunrise to pass through the main castle of the Seven Dolls. As planned, once the archaeological zone is open, only 3,000 people will be able to enter the site daily, equivalent to 30% of this capacity in normal times, which must complete with wearing face masks and stay in groups of 10 people maximum. In addition, other hygienic measures were implemented for access to the Mayan area, and none of the visitors who are on the tour will be able to remove the mask. Before we say goodbye, dear viewer, I want to leave you with this question. What would you do in this case? Would you take advantage for the new normal and visit the archaeological site, or would you wait at home until there were better conditions? For my part, it has been everything. I wait for you in the next broadcast.